Hi, lovelies. I've been sitting on what's happening in the States for a few days now. I guess trying to figure out how to address it and also observing. I haven't seen a lot of spiritual teachers speak up, or spiritual teachers of color, which is a bit concerning, because if we're trying to create a new world based on love and unity, we can't then pretend that these things don't exist, that these things aren't happening. For anyone that's not aware, another Black life has been lost due to police brutality in the States, specifically Minneapolis. I watched about 20 seconds of the video, and I don't know if it's because I'm a bit desensitized, maybe, that like after the 20 seconds I chose to stop watching it, and left it alone, and I thought I was okay for the most part. Like, I didn't feel the impact immediately, and then that night I woke up at 3 a.m. With it playing, and like the pull to speak up and to figure out how to put things in a way that isn't more divisive, because that's what's happening. It's a lot of us versus them, and that has a lot to do with where we are in like our timeline evolution, for lack of a better term. Because at the end of the day, we all are one. We share 99.9% of DNA. The thing that's being fought over and oppressed, and more than I'm able to describe in this video, is skin color. Alright, it's a millimeter of our epidermis. A millimeter. That's it. But that millimeter makes such a difference in the world we live in at the moment. The idea is to work towards a world where that makes absolutely no difference, because on every other level it doesn't. To anyone going out there protesting, I understand. I see you. I've done my share of protests, but I have also learned that whatever you give energy to, that's it, you're giving energy to that. So if it's an anti-war sort of protest, you're giving your energy against war. The universe does not understand negating, so you're giving your energy to war. I believe it was Mother Teresa that was asked that if she'd ever go to one, and she said, if there is a rally that is pro-peace, I will go to that. But I will ask anyone who is feeling an uneasiness that comes with with this situation and the series of situations, because it's a long list, for those of you who aren't aware, of people who have just been murdered senselessly, right? It's running down the block, walking down the block, sitting in your car, unexplained situations while in custody. The list goes on and on. I will ask you to please take care of yourself. Take care of any emotion that has come up because of this, of your anger, your frustration, anything. Because the best thing you can do for the world is take care of yourself still, even in these moments. You take care of yourself, you fill your cup up, you have more to give. Because the world can use a lot of giving. And please remember that the people that are currently working for the system are not the system themselves. The cops, other than the cops directly involved, are not responsible for the systematic shit that's going on now, and that has been going on for years and years and years. Some of them have just found their way into a system that honestly probably doesn't give a shit about them either. Take care of yourself, flush the energy, figure out a positive way to go about this. You know, I've seen people writing letters to those in politics and such. Pay attention to the people that are taking leadership roles that care about this, because at the end of the day, it is not the cops on the street, it is the people above. Now, depending on who you are, that the definition of that changes. Send love to your brothers and sisters, and I don't just mean people of color, because it's not just people of color that this is involving the entire world. The United States is a melting pot of everything. Everything. And that's part of what makes it beautiful, and is also what is not being honored in this situation, and given its violent history as well. I think the States is probably one of the countries that least honors and acknowledges the amount of pain, the amount of trauma it's been through, just as a whole, not just, you know, a specific group. Yeah, just take a deep breath. I'll ask my white brothers and sisters to speak up, use your voice, because the privilege that you were given doesn't have to be shackles. You can help by just speaking up, by not awkwardly laughing at the racist joke, by standing and seeing how a person of authority is treating a person of color, just witnessing, standing there. I started doing that years ago. If I saw a cop with someone and it seemed a little sketchy, I stopped and stood there. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be enough to stop things, but if it's 30, 40 people, and remember to be a presence of love, right? Because if you meet the system with anger, you will only get more anger. This isn't an easy thing. This is probably one of the most challenging things to face with love. And I don't mean in accepting the situation. I mean in growing and moving towards changing it with love, with peace. Because destroying businesses and buildings and in your own neighborhood, as much as this may piss some people off, isn't doing anything. It's not, other than scaring some people, which I guess, if that's what you're going for. But this is bigger than that. It's a lot bigger. I apologize for any scatteredness in this video, but it wasn't thought through before. I just watched video again of not the murder itself, but just a riot going on very close to where my best friend lives. And there's only so many times I can be hit home without speaking up. I hope this video helps in any way. If you like the chat, also shoot me a message. Much love, always.